Welcome and namaste. We are going to do a guided imagery meditation along with breath today. And I want us to focus on the fact that we have two glands that are located in our head. And one is the pineal gland and one is the pituitary gland. The pineal gland connects us to the third eye region, and we typically talk about the third eye being the prefrontal lobe of the brain. But at the center of the brain is the pineal gland, and where it sits, it has tiny little crystals in it. And what we're going to be doing for today's practice, when we're breathing in, we're going to imagine that we're breathing in a brilliant, crystal clear, white, translucent light, and it's going to be coming directly into that space at the midpoint of your forehead. And we're going to move it to the center of our head. And as we exhale, we're going to push it down towards the pelvic floor. Send it down towards the base of the spine. And then as we inhale, we're going to breathe it up from the pelvic floor, up through the astral spine to that same point, that same pineal gland. And then as we exhale, we're going to send the light forward and out of the brow ahead of us. So again, pretty simple, just breathing it into the center of your head, breathing down through the astral spine, breathing up through that hora line, which is another term for the astral spine, and then moving out the same way it entered. Does that make sense? Hopefully you'll get it. All right, the main thing is to find a comfortable seat. And I will say, if you have not had any stretches today, sometimes just a simple side bend to each side. Think about that opening up the side panels of the heart, the side panels of the body. And then if you take a twist, again, both directions. That's already 4 directions the spine is meant to go in. And then if you want to do a cat-cow, perhaps a seated variation to keep it simple. Even tying the hands behind the head to protect the neck. Sometimes just opening up a little bit of that spinal fluid and activating a few of those muscles that are going to be supporting us when we're sitting upright can be really helpful in preparing the body to sit and get comfortable. All right. You do not have to sit on the floor just because I am. Feel free to sit on the couch. Feel free to sit in a chair. Feel free to even sit up in bed. I wouldn't suggest lying down, but maybe sitting with the backboard supporting you. Let's inhale and roll the shoulders up towards the ears, and exhale, roll them down and back. Inhale, roll the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, down and back. Couple more. Close the eyes if you haven't already, and if you feel safe doing so. Just checking in to the state of your mind and body. Always knowing we can improve our state simply by tuning in and becoming more conscious and aware of our breath. Notice how you can feel the breath moving up and down the body as it enters and exits. And even though we experience the ballooning effect of the belly and then it rolls up into the chest and it feels as though the in-breath's rolling up, it's actually coming from the top, feeling up by flowing down into the body. And the reverse also happens when we exhale and notice the chest deflate and the belly deflate. It feels like it's moving downward, but actually the exhale is moving up and out. So just see what feels natural, but also be aware that it can trick us. It can be a little bit of a mind play here. I like knowing there's both, especially for this visualization. So let's start to imagine we're bringing in that stream of crystal clear, translucent, white light. Bring it through the midpoint of your brow to the center of your head. Let it light up those tiny crystals, and as you exhale, send it down, down to the base of your spine. And then as you exhale, imagine it's coming up again from the base of the spine through the heart line to the center of the head, lighting up those tiny crystals. And moving out through the brow. Breathing that light into the brow, to the center of your head. And exhale, allow it to flow down to the pelvic floor. And as you breathe in, draw it up from the pelvic floor, all the way up to that center point of your head. And then exhale, let it come out through the brow. So the entrance and exit point remains the same. Breathing in through the brow to the crystals. Breathing out and down to your seat. And breathing up through your seat, through the spine. And out from the center of your head through your brow. Breathing it in to the tiny little crystals, lighting them up. Exhale, sending it down. Maybe even farther beyond your seat to the earth below. And inhale, draw it up from the earth, through your body, into your head. And exhale out of your brow. Think of this shape being like an inverted L. The L for light that you're drawing in, that you're tracing through your body and sending back out. Consider that L representing divine, unconditional love. Breathing it in from the outside into yourself, into your mind, down into your body, up through your body, passing through the heart, and sending it out and beyond. Staying with that imagery, staying with that stream of light. Allow it to represent divine light, divine love. And illumination. Think of this shape as being like a staff. Your walking stick with a handle. Helping you to walk your path in life. Helping you to handle anything that comes your way. Perhaps as you continue this breathing exercise, breathing that luminous light into the brow, into the crystals, down through the shaft of the spine. And then breathing it in and up through the shaft of the spine and out through the brow. Perhaps consider that this is your inner staff, but that you're also holding a staff. Think of those who are known to have held a staff, such as Moses, shepherds, wizards, even some spiritual leaders are given a staff. Think about how we hold our elders to high esteem as authority figures, and as they get frail, they have their walking stick or their walking staff. Consider how that staff often represents power and wisdom, authority and leadership. It also helps us, stabilizes us, and can protect us. can also see the staff looking similar to the number 7. Especially since our spines have some curve. Think about 7 being considered lucky number 7, and how in numerology it's a highly spiritual number. Even representing our 7 chakras. Those wheels of life force energy that are located in the astral spine. We'll return to this imagery, a breathing in this crystal clear, translucent, luminous light, coming in through the center of your brow to the center of your head, and exhale, moving down to the depths below. Inhale, moving up from the depths below, shooting up to the crystals above, and then shining out through the brow. Holding divine light and love. Holding and awakening us with the spiritual essence. And using our meditation to help to grow those inner crystals. So that our insights, intuition, and connections beyond the veil are more powerful, more real, more trustworthy. Three more times, breathing that light into the brow, into the tiny crystals to the center of your head. See them sparkling with light, and as you exhale, push that light down through the column of the spine. And then inhale, breathe it back up through the same column. And back out through the brow. Think about flossing out the third eye as the light enters into the brow as you breathe in, igniting the crystals before sending the light down to your seat. And then breathing in and up through your seat, back to the crystals, and out through the third eye. And one more on your own. Perhaps saying as you breathe out, how lucky am I to be filled with so much light and love, to be supported by so much light and love. And cracking your eyelids open, joining your hands together. Let's rub the hands together, creating that friction, and then cup your eyes. Feel the warmth. And open the eyes behind your hands. Cleansing this main sensory organ to take us through our day. May we see light and love all around us, and may we be the light and love others need. Namaste.